Yes, yes, yes. Welcome to the Call to Defend live stream, where we are taking a challenge head on. This
Ish.
challenge
Ish.
ish.
I don't know if I'm going the length of what she
I will.
proclaimed.
I
I'm
will.
not. I'll go a different way.
What way would that be?
I was gonna say we could return focus for next month, but actually have more of a structure for that month.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna announce our little project for Valentine's Day.
I don't remember. Do I not know what this is?
I'll whisper it to you.
I don't recall there being a project for Valentine's Day. Oh, that's your project.
Which I was gonna say. Well, I don't fully know how to do the thing. You'll have to show me how to use some things. I'll do it myself. I just need to know how to do it.
You'll have to explain to me what you need help with because I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, we can talk about that off camera. But yes, we have a special Islamic video coming out. I guess I should say I have, because Josh wants nothing to do with it. I have a special Islamic video coming out on Valentine's Day that I worked very hard on.
Sure, we'll say worked hard.
Hey, it took me at least an afternoon to think of everything.
And it took me being extremely tired to agree with your idea initially. And then when I woke up, I was like, this is all on you.
But yeah. So, Josh, why did we call this stream together, right? We don't normally stream on a Saturday. Why are we
Well,
streaming now?
because you texted me saying, hey, you have time? I was like, what?
True.
I was like,
True.
what are you talking about?
So, okay, fine. I'll do it then.
I
So
know, I got this. I got this.
I text Josh.
No, 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 no. I got this. You asked me the
All right,
question. I
go
can
ahead.
answer.
Yeah.
Because I think it's interesting timing. So, like I said, Caleb just texted me. Like, I was finishing dinner with my family, watching TV a little bit, and then we put the football game back on. I get a text from Caleb saying, "Yo, we should stream if you can." I was like, "What?"
Yeah. Which real quick, the Panthers were a field goal away from beating the Rams. The 8 and
What's the
9
final score? I
Panthers,
didn't see.
34-31 Rams over.
Rams.
Yeah. You don't like the Panthers?
I don't mind the Panthers, but I was kind of in the mood for Rams tonight.
Nah, I wanted the Panthers, dude. They're 8 and 9, barely scrape into the playoffs. Do you know how
Yeah.
funny that would be to just upset people's Super Bowl
No,
favorites
I
in the
was back and
Rams?
forth. I would have. I was tempted to go with the Panthers, but I decided to go with the Rams tonight. I'm not a fan
I,
of either team,
yeah,
but
really.
I decided to go with
I
them.
didn't really care, but like once I knew it was close, I was like, yo, it'd be the funniest thing if the
There was a part
Carolina
of me that felt
Panthers
the
pulled
same.
off
I was
this
like,
upset.
"Ooh, this would be really funny if they did." But
Yeah.
anyways, so he texted me and saying we should do a stream if you can. I was like, "What are you talking about?" And he sends me a link that David Wood posted, I think now 3 hours ago, where its title is Sheikh Uthman's Dawah Bros dox and threaten my wife. I think it's interesting timing, given this is also 2 days after when they were supposed to do a live debate.
The timing is not coincidental,
No.
right? The timing is not coincidental.
So I found that pretty peculiar and interesting. So it's about a 6 minute video. I think, Caleb, you said you wanted to watch it.
Yeah, I think we can go through it, break it down a little bit, kind of understand a few things in light of the clear Quran and about why this is. Oh, I'm big now. Okay.
Oh, you're
About
small now.
why this is. I am now small. Why this is the way that it is. Right.
Yeah.
Because we here in the
Dollar
West.
Bros.
Whoa, hang on. I was not ready, my guy.
I hit the wrong button. Get over it.
Because we here in the West have this notion of justice, right? And of, at the very least, we used to had this idea of like a bridge too far, right? And so doxing generally was considered a bridge too far. And if you don't know what doxing is revealing personal information about somebody online that they generally keep private. That can be phone number, that can be address, both of which were revealed here. Well, not revealed in David's video, but both of those about David's wife, obviously, and David lives with his wife, so, you know. Um, their home address, David's wife's phone number was put out onto social media. And David will go into the harassment that she faced, and her pretty epic response. Uh, but it was concerning. It's concerning to me that this is now something that has made its way to the West, where it's Islamic pressure tactics, right? Because doxing has always been universally condemned as bad by Western values, right? Because we have this understanding that your rights as an individual are extremely important. Islam has no such ideas, right? The important thing in Islam is submission by whatever means possible. If that comes by threats, harassment, intimidation, actual acts of violence, and I'm talking, physical or sexual violence, because both are commonplace in Islam. We put out a short that actually I'm sad it didn't do well because I think it was important. We put out a short actually probably a while ago, of post that somebody had made where, in order to like avenge a rape that a man had committed, his sister was raped, like in public, in an Islamic country, because that's how Islamic societies view people, right? It's not about the individual; it's about the culture that is generated there. And doxing is most certainly a part of that culture. Right? If you commit some act against the Islamic community in a Muslim country, it would be surprising if you're still breathing by the next day. That's not something that we really have in the West. We're kind of getting there a little bit with events that are taking place, and certainly with an increasing Muslim population. Um, it's not funny, but it's funny. Uh, there was a report that came out that the United Arab Emirates is denying its students visas to Britain because they're worried that they will become radical Islamic inside Britain.
Yeah, that's very much a present thing in Europe right now, which
Yeah,
is pray for our brothers and sisters that are over there,
yeah,
because they will be like the first targets once if they get control. I mean, that's an if, you know. I'm a little optimistic,
yeah.
but then again, I'm also a realist. I understand that things can't happen.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, no, it's really bad in Britain, right? It's really really bad there. Um, and heck, I mean, even here in the States, we just have this Minnesota fraud scandal that's been in the news. Because in Islam, it doesn't matter if you lie. Right? If it is to further the cause of Islam, quote unquote, then you are absolutely permitted and even encouraged in some cases to lie. Right? We have to understand that's the type of thing that we're dealing with, and so we wonder why it doesn't matter if to like Dawah guys if they get caught in a lie, right? Or why doesn't matter to their fans if they get caught in a lie. Because in Islam you're allowed to lie. you're just allowed to do it if it helps the religion. That's the kind of thing that we are trying to combat here, right? That we're going against. And this right here, that I say this, like you can see my mouse. This video here is further evidence of what we are up against and why it is so important for us to fight.
Is that my cue to press play?
Go for it.
Dawah bros of the world. Are you dumb, stupid, or dumb? Huh? Or maybe just insane. Sheikh Uthman's Dawah buddy, a failed rapper and now full-time snitch named Malik, recently started attacking God Logic's wife. Malik, much like Sheikh Uthman, is too much of a coward to debate God Logic
so
like a
let's pause
man.
it there.
So he attacked his wife, like a sniveling coward he's been his entire life. Classic Dawah move. It's the same thing.
Also, just a quick heads up: there is one moment of vulgar language.
Yes.
Language.
Yes. Language warning. But so I want to point something out here, right? The Muslims are cruel, they're unkind, right? They are antagonistic. They're not stupid, right? He kind of opens with the joke, you know, are you dumb, stupid, or dumb? Right? Like, but it's not, they're not, right? Because as a married man, I can tell you, you can threaten me, say whatever you want to me. I don't give a crap. Right? It does not bother me one thing. Anything you say to me, I have said worse 10 inches from the mirror.
But the moment you come after the wife,
right? You say anything
or
about
family,
my family, that's a good way to reunite with a hospital bed. Right? So the Muslims aren't stupid. They know if they just threaten, like he talks about, he starts about how, oh my goodness. Ugh.
God Logic's wife, Avery's wife.
Yes, thank you. Avery's wife. He starts the video by talking about how they went after Avery's wife. That's the sentence I was trying to get out.
I know. It's okay. That was my struggle yesterday while teaching.
And I'm going to blame it on the fact that I worked 9 hours today.
That's no excuse.
So that's a smart tactic, right? Go after the wife, right? Because how many times do you think Avery's life has been threatened?
Probably enough that it's like a joke for him.
It probably, yeah. Right?
A little inside joke for himself.
I know. Well, we know that David certainly gets his share of death threats.
Yeah.
Like he's made several videos about it.
Well, because there was also that was the one of the reasons why. I mean, it wasn't him specifically was being threatened, but a friend of his, I think it was AP. That was the reason that his debate with Alex O'Connor, the first one, got postponed and canceled. Was because I think it was AP specifically, but he might have as well been getting death threats.
You're saying Alex?
No, David Wood and AP.
Oh, yeah.
But that scared Alex off because he didn't want to.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's the reason that was given. I'll say that.
That's the reason he gives. I mean, he
that's
shows
the
up for
reason
the second
Alex
debate.
gave. He did show up for the second debate. I'll give him credit there, but I don't know. Something still just doesn't sit well with me there. But that's not what we're here to talk about. Hey, Chaos, good to see you, pal. Glad
You
you're
lost
here.
your train of thought again?
No, I was just saying hi to Chaos.
Yeah, but then you went frozen and you went silent after.
Oh, I didn't, but maybe my audio / camera had a moment there, but no.
Oh. Fine then.
Yeah, blaming me for everything. Anyway, so he it's smart for them to go after the wives, right? Because as we said, you know, Avery's life, David's life, they've both been threatened so many times they don't even care. Right? It's not a big deal to them.
It's just everyday life.
It's just everyday life. It's a reality of what it is. But the wives aren't threatened, right? Generally. You know, you might have somebody like Ellie Sohim or, you know, DOC of Jai and DOC who probably gets threatened a lot, but that's because they're the ones in front, right? Like Hatun Tash, for example, is probably pretty used to being threatened. But David's wife, I think her name is Marie. I don't actually recall what it is. I think it's Marie, but it could be totally wrong. I have no idea what Avery's wife is named.
I know they call her Miss Logic or Mrs. Logic sometimes.
I mean, yeah, that I don't think that's her actual name.
No, I know like frequently when you see like people tag him or even just mention his name, they don't always say Avery, they say God Logic.
Yeah.
And they do the same thing for her. So like you know their names, but it's not like they
I know their monikers. Let me say
Yes.
that. I know their monikers.
I mean some people know their actual name because they follow them frequently, but
Yeah. And anyways, so right, still outside of I think it was Avery's most recent video, where he did Muslims Say the Darndest Things 2025 edition, where he actually put his wife on camera for a very brief moment.
oh she's on his camera on social media a ton.
Oh, well, I don't have social media, so. But anyways, so they're not generally out there like David and Avery are. Right? Ergo, it's smart by the Muslim. It's diabolical, it's horrible, it's awful, and it's evil. But it's smart by the Muslims to go after the more vulnerable people here. Right? The people who aren't necessarily in the camera light, right? Like, you know, if this channel were to blow up and we were to start receiving those threats, right? God forbid somebody go after my wife. I don't think I'd quite be as man as enough as David is here. I'd invite them to a secure location far away from my house. You know, but
I think the overall issue is like, I mean, it's all an issue, but like, we know historically Islam is not really as clean and tidy as they try to present it to be.
that's an understatement.
I know, but just to kind of get the point. But in regards to modern Dawah bros, this is, I want to say a new low, but it's
It's a very
becoming
familiar low.
Yeah,
At
but
least
it's
for the
not-
Dawah guys, though, it is. Yeah.
But like they don't. Like you hear about the things that they do, and like they threaten people, but like this is something that you don't hear as often, at least in my run-ins with them or hearing from them. This is
Yeah.
You tend to hear
Well-
more of like the threats, or they're like trying to gaslight, or they're trying to lie and cheat their way through, or you find that they're like in some kind of scandal. Typically,
Yeah,
as well.
increasingly so. But I think that's the reason. Right?
Yeah.
What they're doing hasn't worked.
Right, and so that's the kind of my point is that this is one reason why I can know Dawah is crumbling. I know that what's his name? David Wood's old Muslim friend that turned Christian, phenomenal
Nabil.
apologist. Thank you. I only can remember his last name. I kept thinking it was his first name for some reason. But Nabil, like I remember in his book, he talked about how like, when they were watching a debate together, and David's watching the Christian be calm and collected, and the Muslims being heated up, and he's like, see, like he's crumbling here. But then for them, he's like, well, see, he's so passionate, so I know in their mind they're probably thinking, oh, see how passionate we are, but also like in terms of like how human beings really respond, when you start turning towards slander or attack or doxing or something else that's like attacking the other person, that you're not actually winning. You're actually in the losing position, and they can spin it all they want, but that means they're losing, and they realize it. Because there are things that they've promoted, like for instance the scientific miracles that they now recognize as debunked, and they can't run with it anymore. They're falling apart and losing. Dawah is falling apart more and more as things are just being revealed, and it's just interesting seeing the new directions that they're taking. Again, new
Yeah, exactly.
because
But
they're
yeah,
losing.
so right, it's the tactic of everyone who loses an argument is just lash out, right?
Which is,
And
yeah,
I can tell you that that happens both on an individual scale, like marriage and that kind of stuff, friendships, that happens, and then it also happens on a much larger scale. And now we're seeing that on the larger scale, right?
yeah,
And not to get political, but we've seen that, right, when Charlie was shot. That's why they had lost the argument, right? Because he was shot by, you have to say allegedly. He was shot allegedly by a guy who was dating another guy who thought he was a girl, right? And so then the shot happens when Charlie is asked a question about trans violence, right? That's not a coincidence, right? The shot happened because they had lost that argument, right? People rejected that, overwhelmingly so. Right? Texas, the state senate, not state senate, the Senate election for the state of Texas was supposed to be close until Ted Cruz pressed the trans issue, and then he won handily over Colin Allred. Trump hammered the trans issue towards the end of the election cycle in 2024, and as a result, he clobbered Kamala, right, in the actual election itself. Right? People resoundingly rejected that, and so they lost that argument, and they knew they lost. So the next option was, okay, we have to silence them. These people can't be allowed to talk anymore. You're getting the same thing here with the Muslims. The Muslims are saying we are losing, and we are losing badly. People are looking at our ideology, they're poking holes in it, and we can't respond to them. Right? The Islamic dilemma was a disaster area for Islam in 2025. It led to mass deconversion, and no one knew how to answer it. They lost that argument. So the response, all right, we have to stop these people talking now. These people have to not be able to talk anymore.
right.
And that's why this is happening. Right? That's why this particular attack is happening. We threatened the people, we threatened the apologists themselves. That didn't work. Let's try to hurt the people they love.
Mohammed Hijab did years ago. So I responded the same way to the coward Malik as I did to the coward Mohammed Hijab. I pointed out that if the Dawah clowns are going to cross that line and attack people's wives and families, I too will cross a line and come up with all kinds of creative ways to desecrate the Quran. So I let them decide how we're going to proceed. Sheikh Uthman's Dawah buddy Malik could have simply apologized like a man with integrity, and we would have been done. But he didn't. He decided, he chose to continue attacking God Logic's wife. And on top of that, he doxed my wife. He posted her phone number and our home address on TikTok. My wife got more than a dozen creepy phone calls around midnight telling her it's over now. Not to mention creepy text messages.
Josh, why would somebody post a home address?
So you can go find them.
Find them and do what?
It's the nice way of putting it.
Yeah.
Uh,
So you can murder them, right?
Well,
so they can be murdered.
I was saying, there's physical reasons, and there's stealing reasons, and then there's unaliving reasons.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's not exactly a thinly veiled threat.
No.
Right? Because you have, I brought up Hatun Tash earlier, right? You have the moment where she's stabbed in the head for coming out against Islam. You have the attack against Bishop Marmari Emanuel.
Yep.
Right, where he is stabbed.
Forgot about that one.
Yeah. You know
that
that
was only a year ago, wasn't it?
So I think it was maybe closing on 2 years ago.
Dang.
Yeah, time flies, man. But you have multiple attacks by Islamists for the purpose that you are speaking out against Islam. Ergo, you need to die. That's what the posting of the home address was for. Right? It's not just to say, "Oh, look, we can really, we can get to you." It's a we can get to you, and we are hoping that somebody kills you. Right? Because David has already had his life threatened hundreds upon thousands of times. Probably tens of thousands by this point. Now they have the address to follow up on it. That's the purpose of posting the address.
Yep.
Is to say, go get him. Go get him, go get his family, kill them all. That's the kind of ideology we're up against. They want you dead. Right? I wanted to put that as a title. YouTube doesn't like that very much. But that's the truth of the matter. They want you to not be alive anymore. And they are willing to do whatever it takes to get that result, including posting your home address and leaking the wife's phone number, which, as we will see, immediately had the exact result you think it did.
I think, didn't he already say what the result was?
I think he got through part of it. I don't think he got through all of it.
Okay, well, let me do this.
Got more than a dozen creepy phone calls around midnight telling her it's over now. Not to mention creepy text messages telling her she'd better start looking for a Muslim husband.
Yeah,
And
that right
Malik
there.
pulled it when he knew I was out of town. So,
Yeah, okay.
What should
and
I do
that
now?
right there. Hang on, that right there. That is the most cowardly, disgusting act. What kind of scumbag? No, not even that. I almost want to use the same words that he did. What kind of a little, like, what kind of actual coward do you have to be to not only threaten a man's wife, but to do it when he's not there, and when you know he's
Also-
not there, like publicly
Also
he is
do it
not
via
there.
TikTok.
And to do it via TikTok.
The
Like,
saddest
I
of all
so
social media.
badly want to use that word because it's, all right, Josh, you and I have discussed this before. Sometimes there's just no other word that fits. There's no other word that fits there. Like, coward has some of it, but it doesn't quite get that. It doesn't get the accuracy in my mind. I'm not going to, because David will later. I don't want to steal his thunder. But that is absolutely a bleep move. Like, you are such an unbelievable coward. And the messages that they sent to, better start looking for a Muslim husband. Yeah, bud? What does that mean? Right, like, come on now. So many things to
should I throw in
say.
the towel? Should I raise the white flag? Should I
Sorry, are you done?
Yeah, no, because I can just keep ranting about. Again, that word is just too perfect there.
So, what should I do now? Should I throw in the towel? Should I raise the white flag? Should I beg for mercy? Should I surrender. My wife's the one they're harassing right now. Big, strong jihadis. So I guess I should let her decide. If she wants me to back down, I'll back down. Let me see what she thinks. Do these clowns really think this will make us back down? Laughing emoji. We won't back down until we're dead. Oh my goodness, this woman is crazy. No wonder she married a psychopath. So, backing down is apparently...
Hang on. Firstly, based. Secondly, yes, but be careful because that's what they want. Right? That's what they're aiming for. Now, I understand that defiance is important, and that is the right thing to do here. Because they're never going to be satisfied with just you backing down. They want you dead. Right? It's not just an intimidation tactic. Right? If it were just an intimidation tactic, the phone calls would have been enough. The posting of the home address was the crossing of the bridge fully. No. Just them being quiet is not enough. They need to die. Because then you are a symbol of what we can do. All right, so that is the correct response. I will say, just be careful with that last part. Because somebody will take you up on that. Right, and I say that with genuine concern for David and his wife. You need to be careful. Because, again, they're crazy enough to actually take you up on that. I put my name as Captain Falcon Up Taunt because it's in Smash Ultimate when you do his up taunt, he goes, "Come on!" You know, and so I do that in jest for her to basically actually do that is a little bit like, you know, I mean, again, defiance is the right answer. I just would have been a little more careful with the words that I chose.
Or maybe a little more careful with the showing of the words that she chose.
True. Right, like you can probably cut it off after the laughing emoji. Right, so it would have been, do these clowns actually think that'll make us back down? Laughing emoji, end of sentence. Right, the statement, we won't stop until we're dead. It's like, I mean, good. But again, they are crazy enough to actually make it happen. And I'm concerned we are moving in that direction.
Yeah.
Because
especially when you have children involved, is my concern.
Especially when you have children around, especially when you have special needs children involved, right? Like David has. It's just, again, defiance is the right position. Cautious defiance. Smart defiance. Let's put it that way. Smart defiance is the best. Like, were this my family, I don't doubt the response would be similar. I'd probably go about it a different way.
Right.
Just because, again, I know, and especially if David's going to keep ramping it up like he is, somebody's going to try and take him up on it.
Now that they have the address.
Especially now that they have the address. I don't know. I understand why, but I just wish we had been a little more careful there.
Frowned upon by my entire family, but it's okay because I've got a better idea. Don't worry about my wife and kids being safe today. I sent my brother John over to keep an eye on things. John, like the Dizzle, grew up in a West Virginia trailer park, and anyone from a West Virginia trailer park can smack around 10 jihadis blindfolded. So, my family's okay today. I'll be flying home tonight after my live stream with Jai and DOC.
True.
No nurse tonight, so I'll stay up all night with...
You can't punch bullets. I'm just going to point that out. You can't... Right, if they shoot John, who I'm sure is a nice guy and a great guy and all that, but, you know, if there's 10 people with guns versus even one dude with a gun, that's not great.
Unless he's John Wick.
If his brother is John Wick, if that's the John he's referring to, then I pity the jihadis that try. But until then, or in the event that it's not John Wick, I don't love the odds there of 10 versus 1. I don't know.
Yeah, the thing is that it's a weird mixture of, if anyone does show up, are they going to show up trying to do it quietly, or are they going to try and do it loudly? If they do it loudly, they're not going to care about the guns. But if they try to do it quietly, then they might not show up with guns. It depends on how much they care if they get caught by anyone.
But here's the thing. I don't think they do care.
That's what I'm saying.
I was going to say, I don't think they would care because in their point of view, it'd be like martyrdom.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, how great would you be in the Muslim world to have killed David Wood? Right? Like that to me would be very much, in my mind at least, if I were them to go to a very dark place, if I were them, I would want to be known. Right? I'd be like the ultimate martyr for this generation.
I can already hear the different ways the media would. Either the left would say, well, you know, that's what they would try to justify it because they'll say that Wood was a fascist. And then you'll have people on the right saying, see, this is the proof that Islam's a problem. And
which is true. Like this is the proof that that
did you see the video I posted?
No, I didn't. No.
I took your presentation and I boiled it down to where there was no one interrupting you. Which, by the way, what means it was a 30-minute video. It's about 2 hours. Let's just say you'll enjoy the intro.
Okay. All right. I'll have to take a peek at it then.
Because when you said, maybe I'll show that at the end just for something lighthearted.
Yeah, really. But yeah, no, it's I don't know. We are in a very scary place here. And I don't think they would be quiet about it.
Yeah.
What are you going to say?
I'll save it for later.
Okay.
I'm Paley. I'll go to sleep for a few hours in the morning, then wake up, go to church, come home, and fry up some tender, delicious, bacon-wrapped Quran pages. Then I'll feed those bacon-wrapped Quran pages to the worst excuse for a dog I've ever seen in my entire life, a pink-eared poodle.
Pause right there.
A day or two later, that pink-eared poodle will answer the call.
Why does David hate his dog?
Honestly, that's not the worst excuse for a dog. Chihuahuas are.
Because that's not a dog. That's a rat that barks.
I know. It's a rat. It was the same with like a hairless cat. It's not a cat. So who knows what it is.
It's a freak.
My grandmother has this Yorkie that's 3-legged and yips a lot. And my mom calls it the disgruntled demonic gremlin.
Yeah. 3-legged, huh?
He got the best part is he would get into fights. Back when my grandmother had a blind cat, they would get into fights. My uncle and my dad would call it the Paralympics. Here's the next best part. The blind cat's name was Helen. And it was the way to prevent my grandfather from naming it Stevie, because it was also black.
I could tell a joke that absolutely would get us canceled right now, but I won't.
You mean the meme from high school?
No, I don't. I mean a joke that my barber told me.
Oh.
I've ever seen in my entire life a pink-eared poodle. A dare
Sorry, I thought you were done.
No, I was actually going to tell the joke, but never mind.
I thought you were gonna not do it because cancellation.
We have less than 200 subscribers. Who's going to cancel us?
You never know. This could be the one thing that makes us go viral.
Nah, Nora McDonald does it better.
to later, that pink-eared poodle will answer the call of nature and leave what's left of those bacon-wrapped Quran pages in the yard, at which point I'll pick up those doggy-doo covered Quran bits with, you guessed it, some pages of the Quran. That will be my first contribution to a little project I'm starting in Malik's honor. Would you like to join me in my little project?
Oh,
If
yes.
so, I invite you to come up with some creative ways of desecrating the Quran. Right after Malik doxed my family, a woman told me that she's been waiting years for a reason to cover pages of the Quran with her
All right,
menstrual
hang
blood.
on now.
I said, well, there's no way people would know it's really menstrual blood, so any blood would work.
Now, I understand in practice, right, a desecration of the Quran. At what point did that thought enter her head? Like, I get it. You want to mess up some Quran pages. Trust me, I'm pretty much right there as well. Especially after this. But he said she's been waiting how long?
I don't remember.
I think he said years. Also, again, I'm here for, a Quran ruining as much as the next guy, but I don't know that I want to see that. Like, I guess, blood is blood in the end, right? Which is kind of the point he's making. We can kind of skip past this part. We don't need to hear the description.
Well, I just know chapter, so I don't know where he goes off.
Oh. I see. You can probably at least skip forward like 10 seconds.
Most creative
yeah.
ways of... I objection.
Yeah, okay, that's
Anywho,
good.
you get the idea. Send
Right.
me your videos of your most creative ways of desecrating the Quran. Don't show yourself. You don't want Malik and Central Dawah and Sheikh Uthman's other pals doxing you and harassing you and threatening your family members. So keep yourselves out of your videos and just send them to me. Again, be creative. Animals are always a big hit with Dawah guys in more ways than one. Animals eating the Quran, using the Quran as a toilet, and so on. All good ideas. Speaking of toilets are also a good idea. Any of you gun guys out there, you know what to use for target practice. Power tools, swords, knives, shredders, blenders, you name it. Get creative. Surprise me. After all submissions are in, I'll pick the best ones and put them all together in an amazing video titled Top 100 Ways to Desecrate the Quran, sponsored by Dr. Malik, the Mossad agent. And that will just be the beginning. 2026 is going to be off the chain, ladies and gentlemen. As for you, Malik, how about you stop hiding on TikTok like the pathetic little bitch you are? Come get me, coward.
There it
You better
is.
Bring an army. Because trust me on this one.
There it
You don't want
is.
to go down in history as just the failed rapper who caused the most epic campaign of Quran desecration the world has ever seen. That's not what you want to be
Alright,
remembered for.
That's probably
You want at least
that's
some
probably enough
redemption
there.
after embarrassing the Ummah, snitching on abs.
Yeah. Again, no other word fits there. For doing what he did, no other word fits there. I can't tell if you're frozen. Okay, you're just really still.
You from Meissen got really quiet, so I was trying to figure out what happened to you. So I was looking at your
Oh,
stats.
my stats.
Yeah, like what microphone you're using, and
Still the same one that I have been. So,
yeah. Oh no. At least for me, I got lower audio feed than before.
oh.
Now I got the same again.
I can move it closer.
No. I'll
But
just
yeah,
do what I
so-
did. I'll just do what I did to you earlier, where I'll just crank the gain up.
Oh, that was
Burst out your
awful.
ears.
Don't do it.
What, you mean like this?
Oh. No, honestly, it was worse before. Because you, like, don't...
Oh, like this?
Oh, my gracious, dude. I'm wearing headphones. Frick off. Oh.
You're welcome.
Yeah. But yeah, no. So, I know you said you weren't sure you wanted to participate. I think we could have a blast with this challenge. I think we could have a really great time.
So I'm actually... I was trying to see how the audio came through in terms of my drinking to your ears.
Awful. That's how. Awful.
Um,
At least for me, it came through awful.
I mean, I'm all for maybe us doing our focus for the month being Islam again. Um, I'm not sure. Like, I have no problem ripping apart a Quran, but I'm not sure that's the direction I want to go with how to handle this. But if that's the direction you want to go, that's between, I guess, you and the Lord on how that turns out.
What does that mean?
I don't know. I have mixed opinions on this. Like, one thing I understand, and I can understand what his reason is biblically. I also can understand how of the responses might not be the best one to go with.
Are you saying, like, for the purposes of, like, further outreach?
I guess I'm still maybe struggling to see how probably we as Christians can use this in a way that glorifies God. Like, I understand it's that, we're making like you're pulling an Elijah a little bit with
A little bit,
our
yeah.
gods. Like when he gave the example of the menstrual blood and stuff, I'm like,
Yeah, no, as I said, I don't know how I feel about that's probably not in the best taste, but, like...
I just don't know if they're. I think in the terms of being online, I'm just not sold that this is the direction that I'm not convicted that this is the direction I should go with it.
Okay, fair enough.
Maybe I'm wrong, and I'm totally fine with that. If that's the
I don't
direction.
think this is a case where you're necessarily wrong. Right? Perhaps it's more of a 1 Corinthians 8 issue.
Yeah.
Right, where it's just not where you feel convicted in a particular direction about it. That doesn't make you wrong in by necessity. Right, like I don't drink, for example.
Right.
I have no problem
I
with
do.
people drinking. Right, exactly. Right.
We've gone out.
I was gonna say, I don't think I'm wrong for not drinking just because the Bible allows it. Just because you do not feel, or you feel convicted in this particular direction, doesn't mean that you are wrong for not having an Elijah on Mount Carmel moment.
Yeah.
Like, that doesn't make you wrong.
Again, it's not so much of like I'm worried about desecrating the Quran. I also don't know if I really personally want to be part of a project that could, even I know it's going to happen anyways, but I don't know if I really feel comfortable being part of a project that could further endanger his family.
Mm-hmm.
And I understand it's going to happen either way. Like, me doing or not doing is not going to change that.
Right, but you don't have to participate in it. Is your point?
And I guess I'm just not personally comfortable with participating in that.
That's fair. I guess the way I kind of look at it, and I completely get that. From my perspective, A, as you said, it's going to happen anyways. And B, he is voluntarily taking this risk on anyways.
Right.
And, like, honestly, if nobody submitted any clips for that exact reason, David would go out and find 100 ways himself to do it.
Yeah, he would.
Right, so it's like that for me, and again, that's your conviction, right? More power to you. But that for me, I'm like, firstly, there are 100 people that watch David regularly, I'm sure, that would be more than willing to do this. But secondly, again, kind of the way I come at it is if you are willing to threaten, intimidate, and even commit acts of violence against me simply because of what I believe, I have at least earned the right of mockery. Right? I mean, I do think that's biblical too, right? When the Pharisees come and attack Jesus verbally and try to stir up the crowd against him, he puts them to shame and does not do it gently.
No.
Right? He tears them a new one in some places. The stretch of, I think it's Matthew like 21 to 23, where he's just putting them on blast for 3 whole chapters and just pummeling them. Like, that to me, he went after them like that, now provided they did want to kill him, but they weren't quite openly saying it. Here we have people who openly say it, right? Who openly say, you know, if I had the opportunity, I would kill him. I would kill him dead. You know, like, those are the type of people that we're dealing with. You haven't earned... How do I want to put this? You haven't earned the right to not be mocked then. You're going to be mocked. And if you're going to threaten my faith and the members of the community that I live in, that sounded really gay, then I'm absolutely going to not retaliate in kind, but certainly mockery is not off the table, I guess.
Sure. Like, we're just both nodding now, like. Yeah.
So I was hopeful for some suggestions from the chat.
I don't think we have enough people in the chat to do anything like that.
Okay, I can't see our viewership numbers right now.
1.
So it's all right. This is an unprompted stream, so I kind of knew we were going to get a little bit of a lower turnout because it's not a regularly scheduled one. So
yeah,
people probably were not. Especially, it's also a Saturday night. People are probably not looking at YouTube a ton. At least I would not normally be right now.
No, I mean, like I said, you want to go that direction, you got a case for it, and that's fine. I was thinking more of a, could take the entire month to now bring back our old friends of Islam to our channel.
Yeah. That would be fun. I don't have anything outside of the special Valentine's Day project that I could really... I mean, I obviously...
Well, it's a month of love. You could just talk about Al-Zut all month.
No, I mean, I could talk about, you know, some of the relations in Islam and how gross and how demeaning to women they are, but...
Yeah, you kind of... I guess we kind of covered the big stuff in your free polemic classes, didn't we?
Yeah. Well, I didn't address really the moral arguments because that doesn't really matter. Right? Like, morality works as an argument against atheists because atheists, at the very least Western atheists, have Christian morality. They just don't want to talk about it. They don't want to admit that it's Christian. At the very least, we have that in common. We don't share a morality with Muslims.
No.
So, if we're going to talk about the moral argument, it'd have to be with, like, a Western convert. Right? Which, I mean, that's good. That has a place. But at the same time, right, even if we in the West would consider Islam morally repugnant, that doesn't make it false. Right? Just because an ideology can be considered morally evil doesn't make it literally false. Now, there's plenty, as we've discussed in Islam, that does make it literally false. Right? I mean, the Islamic dilemma is eternally a problem for them.
Yeah.
It's never going to go away, which good, it shouldn't.
There's also we haven't talked about
Hmm.
one of the magical ways to get to heaven.
Blowing yourself up.
No, I was gonna say there's I can't remember if it was a hadith or I think it's a hadith where it's the I think it's in heaven Muhammad will touch you or or on this side he had to have had some kind of relations with you of some sort.
Yeah, I'm not sure how authentic that is. I haven't looked at the isnad for it, but yeah.
Yeah, I remember what it is. I know. I think Wood did a video on it a long, long time ago, and that's why I remember hearing about it. But
Well, his most recent video on Islamic Paradise was interesting. I haven't watched a ton of him recently, but one of the ones I did watch was his video on Islamic heaven and the virgins, where it turns out they're all like prepubescent 12-year-olds. It's like, oh, that is deeply unfortunate.
I like Family Guy's version.
Or he walks in and it's just a bunch of nerds playing Dungeons and Dragons.
Osama.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think I've actually watched a full episode of Family Guy.
A long time ago, I had cousins who were into it, and so I was staying at their house and they had it on.
Yeah.
I'm more like of those kind of shows. I was more likely to go towards The Simpsons, and more likely to have that than regular show of that kind of style of comedy.
Yeah. No, I don't know. I'm not like a huge animated comedy guy. Like, I think I watched Futurama. That was decently funny.
That didn't interest
But
me.
yeah, no, I don't. I'm not necessarily drawn to those.
I'm not either. I can actually well the ones like two I can really get behind, and that is Simpsons, early old Simpsons, and regular show. New Simpsons, I'm like, eh.
See, but regular show is also kind of a kids show. Like, it was on Cartoon Network. It was It's borderline. I will tell you that it's borderline.
Well, no, the reason I do that is because it wasn't made for kids. They changed things because they couldn't get an adult show channel to pick it up. So like soda was supposed to be beer and wings were drugs, and
Ah,
so there's a lot of adult themes. They just covered it in kid language because that first two
gotcha.
seasons was written for like Adult Swim, and Adult Swim didn't want it. So it ended up on Cartoon Network, and they tamed it down in terms of substance, but not in terms of chaos.
Yeah.
Like, oh no, you rolled the dice wrong. The world's ending.
Yeah, exactly. Now, if you want a really good conservative kids show that gets better when you watch it as an adult, The Amazing World of Gumball. Oh yeah, dude, it's legitimately one of the most conservative cartoons I've ever seen. It's so funny. The amount of gay jokes they make that you don't catch as a kid, but like I went back and watched it as an adult. I was like, I am very surprised they allowed this on air in like the mid 2010s.
Well, they didn't care as much in the 2010s.
But well, they did, right? Because that's 2013 is Obergefell.
Right, but I'm saying like that's when comedy could be comedy.
That's true. That's true.
And then they started censoring comedy. Like
I
that was a
actually
time
thinking
when
about-
2010, like you still could watch Diversity Day of The Office,
True.
and now
Well-
they don't air it.
Yeah, I was thinking about that actually yesterday. I was thinking about that at work. I was like, if you take away comedy and you take away people's ability to mock things, and it's kind of coming full circle now, you essentially take away their freedom. Right? Because things that are oppressive, things that are controlling and demeaning and remove the individual rights need to be mocked. If you cannot mock them, then you cannot say anything about them, really. So I was thinking deeply while I was stocking shelves um, about the necessity of satire and how critical it is, and how that right is, or how that right disappeared for a little while. You couldn't make jokes about certain things. You couldn't, have diversity day in the office, right? Diversity day in the office in 2022 would have gotten you probably fired from your job and put on some kind of ban list. Now, today, I think you can probably start to watch that again because we kind of moved on from that. We were like, oh, we went too far. This ain't it, chief. Right? That's the nice thing, at least about being American, is that we hate whoever's in power because that's just how our country kind of started, was fighting against the people in power. So now we just intrinsically hate whoever is in power, and we always fight against them.
Yeah.
So,
well, it's like I said, I have absolutely no problem absolutely obliterating, making fun of the Quran, Islam, Allah.
mm-hmm.
Just not sold that this is the direction
Yeah, fair enough.
to go, but like I have no problem like just ripping it apart and be like, look at this.
So, so then you're endorsing my Valentine's Day video.
Should know you're gonna turn that on me. Yeah, no, like no problem pointing out the stupidity of it and calling out how weak and pathetic Allah is, and how
Dude, amen.
and how very what's what I want to look for. How can I combine perv and pedophile into one word?
Pervophile.
But also like gay.
Yeah, I don't know. That's too many words to...
God, I just want to combine those three into being
Gavophile?
Muhammad on top of his obsession with blood.
Mm. Of all kinds.
Of all kinds. He did not discriminate.
That's right. He did not discriminate when it came to bodily fluids. He
He did not
loved all
discriminate
of
when it came to
them.
bodily fluids and relations. All people were accepted as long as it meant he had a good time.
That really was the end of his thought. Like, just straight hedonism.
Well, dude, like straight up, like even believed that he was being possessed by the devil,
Yeah.
and then he's like, "Eh, never mind, this is fine."
Yeah, I'm a prophet, actually. Yeah, that checks out, bud.
Where's God ever say that? That's how he handles things.
Yeah. Oh, I'm so excited for that video.
I completely forgot about that video, honestly. I don't know how I did, but I did. Actually, no, I forgot about one time, and then I was going through your video that you sent me on our drive, and then I clicked next by accident, and that video came on in the background. Best part, I was at work when it started.
So actually, I was at work when you initially sent me
I remember you
like
saying
the rough
that.
copy.
Yeah.
And so I was sitting in the break room just listening to it and dying. Did I or did I not cook? Come on, I cooked a little bit.
I told you what I said in the text.
I turned the microwave on. Like, I cooked a little bit, alright?
Turned the microwave on? Are you kidding me? Dude, you used a toaster.
I'll take it. I'll take it. Oh, man.
Just took a toaster and threw some bread in and hoped it didn't burn. Didn't check the cook setting, the heat settings.
Nah, the hotter the better, because I cooked.
Have you played that for anyone else besides your wife?
I forgot I played it for her. I forgot I played the video for her. No, I haven't.
It's not even a video yet.
No, it's got the aspect that it's in progress of being a video.
Should I give him a little taste?
No. No, I want this to be a full surprise as to what it is.
Now, I am going to give you the intro to our video.
Oh, all right. This is peak content right here. We are called to defend watching Called to Defend.
I don't know you can see it.
It's still
Did it
loading.
just like cut out on me?
Well, right now you've got the
But
wheel
can you
of death
see it?
there.
Okay, but
It's
I'm
still
trying to wait
buffering,
for it
but
to...
yes.
You have it?
Welcome to the end of the tooth. At the end of the tooth, they're going to be completely destroyed. We're gonna kick this bad boy.
And then
I was
just
very proud
we're
of
gonna kick this bad boy.
Like, we could have just started right there. We're going to kick this bad boy off as like your actual intro video, but I decided to keep the proof. And I then decided to zoom in on your face as many times as I
At the
could.
end of the tooth. It is the
And
end
then
of
add
the tooth.
the Darkwood slamming.
Yeah. Is that what that's from? Is that from Darkwood?
I don't know. It was the sound effect that's available on the software I was using.
I see.
I don't know what the official name of it is.
Darkwood. What a game.
Maybe.
Oh.
So do you have ideas of what you're going to do for...
I had a couple.
Are you going to disclose those or are you going to keep them to yourself?
I mean,
any Muslim finds you.
I was gonna say, I don't think we will put. I wouldn't put the Quran ruining on our
Oh, no.
on Called to Defend. But so
We're not called to attack.
I have yeah, exactly. That's good. No. I have access to a dairy farm. And
imagine
let's
where you're
just say, huh?
I already can imagine the different options you're going to be going with.
Well, so there are lots of different options on a dairy farm. That's the beautiful thing. Right. So, let's just say, so where the cows come in to get milked, there is a gutter that has to sometimes be cleaned by hand. And we will occasionally use a paper towel to kind of get it unclogged. Well,
You have to get a whole new Quran now.
I know, I will have to get a second Quran.
See, mine's nice and pretty, which means it'd be even funnier to burn.
There you go.
I think my plan ultimately is like when we kind of, I know like it's on my plan might be sticking around for a while, but like I think when we're at a point where we're like, all right, I don't think we're gonna be touching this subject as probably as much anymore. I'll probably just burn it. 'Cause I'm like, all right, I'm done.
Yo, we could have a Kurban fire.
Carbon fire. Dude, we should go to the nearby city, and we'll set up a little spot for our how can we pray for you and have a little fire, and we just don't show the cover. We just start throwing it.
Yeah, where are we gonna set a fire in
A
a
little-
city?
A little garbage can, portable fire pit.
Are we allowed to do that?
I don't know if you're allowed to do that.
I don't think you can set a garbage fire just for the fun of it.
If you do it where the cops aren't, it's okay.
Yeah, something tells me the cops would be where we are very quickly.
Look. As one of our friends from high school would say, if you're not caught, it's not illegal.
That's not how that works.
He's like, if you're not caught, you're not doing it right.
I feel like you're doing it wrong if you are caught, right? Like that's kind of the whole point is to not get caught.
Yeah, but I think his point was like, if you're not doing it right, like where it's actually illegal that someone's going after you, then you're not doing it right. If you're like borderline illegals, like then you're not doing it right. You gotta just either gotta go
Full
for it or
send.
not. Full send
Full
or not.
send. Let's see. I could also use a Karong as fishing bait. That would be interesting. See if I can pull up a fish with the Karong.
You're just gonna prove that it can do miracles then.
You see, it is the proof. A 10-pound bass swallowed my Quran. You see.
I'm very interested to see like how much more Dawah. Because here's the thing, like, where's most of Dawah Bros roughly? Do you think they're mostly in Europe, aren't they? Because of Speaker's Corner.
Yeah. There's a lot of British ones. Yeah. Muhammad Hijab, Ali Dawah, Hamza Sortsis.
Yeah, so I'm not totally certain like how many of the American Muslims are seeing all this falling apart, as opposed to like probably the more European who like live near the Dawah.
Hang on. Chaos, you don't know about my Muhammad Hijab voice? Dude. The proof! You see? They're gonna destroy us tonight! A snapping turtle took a bite out of my Quran! This is the proof!
Is there like a good example where I could pull his actual voice up? Where it sounds like that, you know?
Not off the top of my head, no.
Oh.
You could pull up the clip of him saying that the Quran allows you to sleep with a 5-year-old. Oh, man.
Then there was a time that they
Surah 65, baby.
then there's a time that they what was it? I remember I think it was Wood again was mocking Ali Dawah and using his anyone a high pitched voice.
Yeah, we proud of that.
You never do anything about it? Come on, Caleb does like almost every stream.
Any opportunity I get for the Muhammad Hijab voice.
Surprised even done more Ali Dawah voices.
Well, the opportunity hasn't arisen yet. It sounds slightly Asian when I do it, though.
That's not the word I was thinking.
Gay?
It's like you sound like the stereotypical gay character in like the 90s episodes or the Indian friend from like this
No,
that
that's
70s
more
show.
like up here. That's more. Gotta get a little bit of lisp. Not
then you
lisp,
sounded-
gotta drag the S out a little bit, you know.
I don't like how good that like how accurate that
It's
is.
pretty good, isn't it?
How much have you practiced this?
Actually, I've always weirdly been good at just slipping into that kind of voice. So.
What are you saying there, bud?
Hey, I got the wife and child. I've proven.
That doesn't mean anything.
Yes, it does.
No,
Turn into a
Caleb's
scientist. Hey, you know what? I'll take it. I'll take it.
No.
I'm something.
No, don't
I'm
give him
something
that
of a
much.
scientist myself.
Don't comp. No, that was bad.
All right, you know what? Shut up.
Don't compliment him. Don't give him ideas.
You know, thank you, Chaos, for believing me. I could have a voice actor, Josh.
No.
I could
You'll
have
be-
been something.
You'll be happy since I'm working 2 months ahead. Technically, I'm now working 4 months ahead of what just came in the mail today.
Oh.
What is it?
Come to the
500 pages of goodness.
That's what I'm talking about, man.
Including a biography section.
Exactly, Chaos. Who said anything about ideas?
Yeah, 489 of Justin Goodness. That did not sound right.
So, Josh, you were saying something about my voice?
I
Buddy.
didn't do a voice. I just did. I just used a portrait.
You made a really out-of-pocket statement.
And then this, I've had this one too.
Yo, is that the boy Irenaeus?
Yep, against heresies.
Yo.
So I already recorded my second Peter video. I think I might need to redo it because I think the audio kind of cut a little bit. And then
I haven't even recorded my second Timothy video.
And then I'm gonna be in the middle of writing my script for Clement, and then I gotta do the Didache. And whatever my third one was, and then I'll begin working on the Apologists for 4 months away.
Okay. Oh, well, let's see. I have obviously well, we're doing Judaism this month, and then I have the historicity of the Gospels. Well, no, the authorship of the Gospels. Excuse me.
Yes.
And then March was...
That is the Apostolic Fathers.
It is the Apostolic Fathers. Well, so are we talking about Martyr again for Apostolic?
Not Apostolic.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. My mind blanked there for a second.
No, you were taking
Papias,
Ignatius.
that's right. I was doing Ignatius and Papias.
Yeah. And then I was doing Didache, Clement, which technically is 1 letter, not 2, based on scholarship. And even we credited the second one to him, and they're like, no, this is just false. And then doing the epistle to, we still know how to pronounce it, Diognetus or whatever, Diognetus. Diognetus. What about that? Diognetus.
Sounds good.
And then that brings us to the wonders of who knows what we're doing in April.
Well, obviously, April begins with Resurrection Sunday.
Right.
So we will not be posting that week.
No. No.
Yeah, that's April 3rd is that Friday. Which is strangely fitting because many scholars believe that's when Christ actually died. It was April 3rd. So, which we have no way of actually knowing, like concretely, but we can guesstimate.
I know we got what 21 days until February, but we do need to figure out what our Thursdays are going to be eventually.
Yee.
Because everything else is already figured out for that month.
Yeah, I know. I got to get Crackalack. I mean, I already know the arguments, right? Matthean authorship is pretty easy. It's just, hey, I smell pennies. Hey, man, sometimes the jokes write themselves, you know? Mark and authorship is... My dude was way too knowledgeable about intimate little details. Luke and authorship is bro really liked medicinal things. And then Johannan authorship is Mark II Electric Boogaloo.
That's how I feel too. That's how I feel.
Was that in response to I smell pennies or Mark II Electric Boogaloo?
I'm gonna go with Boogaloo. How are you tired?
My brother in Christ, I have been up since like 6 something.
I know. I was surprised when you said, "Hey, can you stream?" I was like, "You told me you were too busy. What do you mean stream?"
I wasn't too busy really tonight, but I haven't done the verse of the week post yet. I'm gonna do that now. Right now, live on camera. What verse should I commentate on? What the frick?
Like a flock of goats.
Oh. Okay, because there's like a flock of goats. Well, I just opened our YouTube and front page right there, second thing in, was excuse me, was the moon landing fake? And I'm like, Josh, what are you watching? It's because Modern Day Debate is hosting it.
Well,
And they're live right now. So
I was gonna say, considering also who texts us.
no, I know.
So there's sometimes where I pull up those videos by accident and they go to our
Just
channel
hear
instead of.
those sleigh bells a ring a ling a ting a ting a ting a ling a doo. Dude, have you heard Indian?
I showed you that.
Oh, was that you?
Yes.
Oh, because it's definitely in a Discord that I'm in as well.
Yeah, because I asked you about it, and you're like, no, you're talking about it, and I played it for you.
I just hear those sleigh bells ring a ting a ting a ling a doo. I don't know why that popped into my head, but it did.
The fact that you just tried to say, hey, Josh, if you heard this, yeah, I'm the one who told you.
Listen, if I had a nickel for every time that has happened this week, I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice. The other time was I was talking to my wife, and I was like, "Yeah, I learned recently that you're not supposed to like have a child in a puffy jacket on in the car." And she just looked at me, and I was like, "What?" She's like, "Wedge salad." I was like, "There's no way." And I'm like, "Yeah." She's like, "It's a full wedge salad moment," and I was like, "You've
She's
told me
seen
that
Modern
before?" She's like,
Family?
"Yeah." For those who don't know, wedge salad refers to an episode of Modern Family where Phil tells Claire that she has to try wedge salad, and she freaks out on him because she's been trying to get him to try wedge salad for like, years. And so my wife and I took
Skip
that.
Woosum.
Yeah. And so my wife and I took that, and now whenever one of us like says something to the other that the other person said, we'll just go like wedge salad. That's a wedge salad moment.
So did she already watch that, or did you show her it? Because that didn't seem like it's something that her family would have watched. No.
So I showed her like one episode, and she really liked it, and then she watched the whole series on her own.
Okay. I'll say that show doesn't seem like something that would have been typically
No.
watched.
No. I still need a verse reference, and I'm not gonna do the flock of goats. My
Saying
God.
that there was a time that we played Jackbox and I asked the question, who has watched Harry Potter and read Harry Potter, and I was the only one with my hand up, and everyone looked at me, and I was like, and it was part of the game where like, you're supposed to like blend in, and they thought that I was the liar because I was the only one with my hand up. I was like, I'm not lying. I told the truth.
Yeah. I don't know. I never really got into Harry Potter. Like, it's all right. It's not really my cup of tea. I thought the first book was good. I thought the second was okay. I thought the third book was really good. And then I didn't much like the fourth. So I kind of stopped
Fifth and
reading after
onward
that.
are very good, in my opinion.
Okay. I stopped reading after the fourth. I was like, it was okay. I liked it, but it wasn't investing enough for me to keep going forward.
Because 4 ends with the return of Voldemort,
Yeah.
and therefore it's the tension just keeps building from book 5 and onward.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. See, Chaos has watched Harry Potter too. You're not
My
alone,
girlfriend-
Josh.
My girlfriend loves Harry Potter, and it's interesting we've never watched it together. Like, I don't love it as much as I used to.
Well, you certainly
interesting we
watched
just never
Twilight
watched
together. He's getting it out. Oh man.
Look, I have it. It started as a joke with my roommate, and then it became something that she also loved. After I showed it to her, where she wanted to see what the joke was about, and then she got invested, and now we watch it relatively frequently together. Usually, whenever she's in the mood for it. What's she
Josh-
confused about?
Josh owns Twilight.
It's a pretty nice
know-
book series, like little book cover for it.
See, I have a vampire book too.
No, this is not a book. I mean, like, it's like this is a
No, I know,
DVD,
but-
it's like function like a
Okay.
like a photo album.
Oh, it's all the way up there. Hang on. I still need a verse
A lot of
reference.
movies over here, actually. In fact, if you look, those are all my physical
I
copies.
can't hear you. I took my headphones out.
You're just dumb. And then I have all my physical copies.
Gosh, I'm fat and old.
Yeah, we know. At least he confesses that he's fat and old. Better than not. Wee.
Oh.
Dracula. I want to read those at some point. Even though you can't hear me still.
See, my vampire book is an actual vampire.
I don't have a vampire book. Okay, I said it was a
Get
DVD.
one. Get
I
one.
plan to. So my plan is when I finish feeling behind in my reading, then I want to bring back some fiction. My current fiction book, though, where is it?
The children of the night. What sweet music they make.
Oh, I need to get part 2 and 3 for that series.
one?
Batman White Knight's a great.
Oh.
I need to get part 2 and part 3 for that. Because it goes really cool direction. But where
Me
is it?
reading a classic of literature that has shaped Western thought. You reading Batman.
Okay, hold on. There's comic book literature that has shaped much of modern media.
You're right about that, but it doesn't make it good.
In a positive way, not just a negative way.
Uh-huh.
There's both.
Hang on.
And there are even
Bible
comics held in the
verse
official libraries.
generator. Bible verse generator. Generate random verse.
Is this what you do?
No, but I should start.
I'm actually okay. So Great Gatsby is a book that I started, and I got behind on. That's another book I got behind on because I had so many projects. That's one and the other.
Oh, I can't share my screen. It keeps telling me that it's trying to reconnect to make sure I have a stable internet connection, which I does. But it seems to be.
Actually, I have a copy of Great Gatsby out in the other room, and I was like in the middle of I think I was like almost halfway, and then I just got really busy, so I need to start over and read it again. That was my other goal, was to read classic literature, as one of my favorite fiction books. Where is it? I don't know where it is right now. Oh, Sherlock Holmes. I was huge into Sherlock Holmes, specifically the Arthur Conan Doyle version, because that is the best version in my opinion.
Okay.
What? Have you ever read it?
I've not.
It's pretty good. The Prisoner of Baskerville? No, I could find it with something else. Hold on. Sherlock.
It's pronounced Azkaban, my guy.
No, talking about something else.
I
The Hounds
was-
of Baskerville.
I was making fun of you. Okay.
Hounds of Baskerville.
Ah, yes. Hounds, prisoner, similar words.
Look, screw you.
Oh, You know what? We'll go with a thematic verse. How about that?
What do you mean by a thematic verse?
Hang on. You will see, my friend.
I don't know if I will.
Well, if you check our
I'm not going to.
page and okay. Screw you too then. Wait, what did you send me earlier that I just responded frick you too?
I'll find it. As you said, it sounds like I have a speech impediment.
Oh yeah, I said it sounds like I have a
normal?
speech. Yeah, it sounds like I have a speech impediment. Isn't that normal? Frick you too. Because I was trying to pronounce a Greek word and so I sent Josh the word kathana. Right, kathana. And so I said, "What the frick is that?" And he responded Greek, which actually made me like audibly laugh. So I said, "Ha ha ha, you are more right than you know." I literally did a double take when I saw it, and I've been trying for the last 2 minutes to get the inflection right on the pronunciation. And Josh said, "How's that going?" And I responded, "It sounds like I have a speech impediment. Isn't that normal? Yeah, frick you too." Jerk.
Would you have it any other way though?
What do you mean?
Would Would you rather I didn't roast you?
Yes. What kind of question is that? Yes. Obviously.
Are you kidding me? You don't want the banter, coward.
I'm fine. Don't call me a coward.
I'm gonna call you a coward. Oh, here's a book I remember starting on.
I was like, why does this verse post have 18 comments under it? I forgot. It was our friend there.
I forgot. I haven't finished reading this because like I just got. It was about. I was reading this during school with a friend, and then homework's like just kicked in hard. This thick boy. You're not looking at all.
No, I'm not. I'm focusing on the verse post, my guy. What can
Calvin's
I do you for?
Institutes.
Uh-huh.
So I was reading this with a friend in school, and then life got really busy with homework, and I couldn't keep up. But like, look at this. This is freaking thick.
I mean,
It's thicker than my Bible.
Even
though it's less pages.
Mine. I was gonna say I would doubt that. Oh frick! I just dropped my Bible. Come here.
Did you just scorpion your Bible?
I don't think it's probably thicker than mine.
I think it might. How many pages in there?
In this one? Oh my goodness, dude. Actually, less than I thought. 976.
Yeah, this one was 1,000 plus.
This one is weightier, I think.
Probably just a cover, mostly.
Probably. It is a big boy, though. But it's not 976 small pages.
No.
It's probably what? Let's see. My hand is. Well, let's see. 1. Ten inches by 6. 10 inches by 6 inches, which is not a small book.
Very tiny.
Shut up. That is average sized at least.
Average?
I said what I said.
Look at my shelf. There's some books I don't know if I want to keep anymore. They either kind of suck or like these. Where are they? Here's one. There it is. I remember when I was in my studying the age of the Earth phase because all my friends were debating over it and like being kind of hostile towards each other. And so I read at the time what I thought were the two major views, which was the two views, which was Hugh Ross and Ken Ham. It was rough. The amount of straw mans they kept pulling on each other.
Straw men.
Well, I preferred. No, I'm gonna stick with what I said.
Mans.
Yes, because that's how stupid it was.
It is.
That's literally how dumb it was. And it makes me sad that it's on my shelf, but it's there in case I ever need it for something. All right.
Yeah, I'm almost done.
No, you're not.
No, I'm not. I'm like,
You should
a third
share
of the
your
way.
screen so we can
I
watch you type.
can't. I would like to.
Try again.
Well, I would love to show you my screen to show you I can't show you my screen. The
Still
option
say
is
you
grayed
can't?
out for me.
Aren't you just whiny?
Not really.
Yep. Man, I cooked up a pretty good thumbnail, and that thumbnail's usage lasted about 40 minutes.
What do you mean?
You didn't see my thumbnail. It cooked. It was a gorgeous, beautiful background. Not the Muslim part, but it was just nice high definition.
I see.
It's just a nice high definition background. I was like, man.
Wait, why is it not still up then?
Oh, it's still up. We're still live.
Yeah, but you said it was only there for like 40 minutes.
No, like it was such a great thumbnail that its purpose served only the first 40 minutes of the stream.
Ah, I see.
Yo, we are at 301 videos. I didn't realize that.
Dang.
Three,
We
we
didn't
have,
even do any. We didn't
we're
even
a
do anything for video 300.
we're 100 and no. 103 videos more than our subscriber count.
That's how we roll, baby.
Yeah.
Minus us two, so really 105.
Shut up. It's okay. It's fine. Everything's fine. All right. Okay, so all of this. Let us know, what religion should we focus on next month? Should it be Islam again? Should it be something
I mean,
else?
given that that video is coming out on Valentine's Day, it would kind of make sense to do it Islam. Because
I was letting
we're
the
just
chat vote.
all
You
one
just-
of them.
There's 3.
Oh, we went up. Yo.
We had more earlier. They just stopped caring when we were talking about movies and roasting you.
Well, there's a lot of material for both.
I know. Maybe you could do Islam, but let us know if you want us to do Islam. All 3 of you.
Yo, D Clams. Howdy, howdy. Doing pretty well. Hope you're doing well yourself. This stream initially was about David Wood and his wife being doxxed. We talked about the threats that they were facing and the threats that they were posing, or the threats that were being posed upon them, I should say. And essentially his response and why it's important for us to be defiant yet wise.
And then,
And now I'm writing out the verse of the week post.
because Caleb realized that he forgot to do his job.
I was at work. Leave me alone.
You could have done it yesterday and scheduled the post.
I don't know how to do that. I'm gonna be real. with
You really could write a week in advance.
Oh,
and
I
then
found out how
schedule
to
the
do
post.
it.
You could
Figured out how
you
to
could-
do it. Look at my
could, like,
big,
really-
big brain. Look how
You
big
really-
my look
you
how
could write next
gargantuan
week.
my noggin is.
You
Gaze
could write
upon
next
my
week
throbbing
tomorrow and
nog.
just schedule it.
What? Oh yeah.
You can write next week's tomorrow and just schedule it while you wait for
Eh,
church to start.
Yeah, but that would require me to remember.
Put a reminder in your phone.
That's what I did for today, and I still didn't do it.
Anyways,
Mm-hmm.
so yeah. Now we're deciding on what we're doing next month. It sounds like from Caleb, based on my recommendation, we might be doing Islam again next month. This month we're doing Judaism. But would love to know if that's where you guys want us to go. If you guys want us to go a different direction, it's like Caleb's special fun time Valentine's project. Just be a little surprise. Surprise it is.
Dude, I'm so excited. How are you not excited for this?
I never said I wasn't excited. I still don't know this. Oh no, it's a project.
No, 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 no. Shh, shh, shh. Come on, man. Seriously.
Oh.
Yeah, no, it was scary, right? It is scary because it goes to show how far they're willing to take these things. For reference, I'm responding to D-Clam's comment. It is scary because it's revealing, right? That they are willing to do anything to get you to stop, and that includes, as we talked about, right, essentially asking for somebody to murder you. Right. So are you still laughing at that? See, it is. It's funny. It's funny. I clicked.
I laughed at the stream because I went to listen to it to see how loud it was, and it picked up clearly.
Oh, yes, it did. Yes, it did. Do not ruin it.
I need to help you prep it. Anyways, no, I was telling him I was saying on the stream before like we were saying what has been threatened before, so it's not new for him, was the fact that it was specifically his wife,
right,
and children that were doxxed, and
they did it while David was out of town.
Yeah, that's
publicly out of town.
It's just wildly cowardly stuff.
Yep. Again, there's a certain word there that David used. I won't use it, but it just fits too well. It is the right word for that situation.
They're gonna have everyone wondering. They're gonna find the video and be like, "Oh, Caleb, you heretic."
Well, no, I mean, if I'm a heretic, then so is Paul, right? I mean, when he's talking about the Judaizers, he really doesn't mince words there.
I was gonna say when he described himself.
Also that too. Yes. Yeah.
He's like, yeah, all that stuff I had before.
It's sugar honey iced tea.
That was the conversation that came up at men's group, which was interesting because it just kind of came up and everyone was, people have their stances on it. And I was like, hold on. Regardless of your stance on it, when the Bible talks about cursing, it's not talking about cuss words. That's by definition not what cursing is.
Right.
And so we're like, well, let's make sure we're using curse correctly when we're talking about the Bible, because otherwise we're conflating terms and they're completely misunderstanding what's going on.
Right. I do think that, and this is kind of a sidebar, but it's worthwhile to talk about. We got a little time. I do think it's important to clarify that the words themselves only have the meaning that you give them, right? And only have the emphasis that you give them. Now, I don't think Christians should run around just swearing like sailors, because that doesn't give off a good impression, right? There's a reason that those words are deemed somewhat as taboo, right? And if we are to be using those words frequently, then we will be seen as a cultural taboo of sorts. Now, I gotta sneeze. Oh, I really gotta sneeze and it's not happening. Oh, I hate that feeling. Now,
that
again,
once we
but
talked about this, we lost all of our streamers.
Did we?
Yeah, we went down to 2. We had 5.
That's okay. But
I was telling. Sorry, go ahead.
Right, there is a time and a place for it. I think that time is few and far between, but there are times and places for it, right? When Paul is talking about his past life, the severity of that he's trying to bring across would not come across with any other word than what he uses. Right? When he's again referring to the Judaizers, the severity of which he feels, keep your snickering to yourself, the severity of which he feels about this situation is not conveyed by any other wording. Right? And I've said it before, right? When somebody were to ask me, or if somebody were to ask me, you know, what does God owe you? There is a word that goes there that only can be conveyed through that word. The meaning, rather. The meaning there can only be conveyed through a specific word. There are times and places for them. They shouldn't be frequently used because they are meant to be used for severity.
I was telling people that they were asking my thoughts, and I said, if I'm going to describe something as wicked and evil, or sin in myself, you might find me in a vulnerable position where I use that word. I use the words for that. I said, you won't find me calling people those things.
Right.
Exactly. I'm not in favor of calling people most of those words in general, because all of them by definition involves degrading their human value. And to me, there seems to be more of a, if you're going to have a biblical, what's the word I'm looking for? Not consensus. Precedent. Seems like a majority, if not almost every one of them, where they use specific language is often to describe either false gods, religions, like false god religions, sin, and just wickedness apart from human, like our personal sinful choices. And it's like, you won't catch me calling someone they're a filthy piece of, or that they're a bleep or a bleep or bleep. You won't ever catch me doing that. But you could. There is that potential where you might find me in a vulnerable position. Like, no, what I did was, and that possibility is there. But I also know I have a lot of people in my life who are very, 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 very opposed to it. So I wouldn't even use it around them because I don't want to cause them to stumble in any way.
Right.
Like, I remember Wes Huff, when he was on an interview for it was like a panel of people just like lounging on the couches, and
oh yeah, I recall that. Yep.
He was like, it is the bleepiest bleep of bleep. I was like, it's like, dang.
Yeah. Well, because
no pause.
And especially he was quoting one of them.
Yeah.
Right. So one of the guys was, because he was talking to a bunch of non-Christians. So one of the guys like, well, isn't it just this bleep? And Wes goes, well, no, it's not just bleep. And I was like, whoa, hey there, Wes, didn't expect that. All right then.
It was like, I didn't know what your thought was on that. And he's like, so like, even, you know, you're seeing more and more amongst apologists and scholars that there are they seem to be agreeing that the text shows that there's places for it, but it should still be done in wisdom. And it's not merely just like throwing words around. Like, one person brought up like, well, you know, it says don't use coarse talk, and I didn't want to get into a back and forth, but my head was like, I can do almost as much damage without those words.
Right. I can do more damage without those words. Right? Like, see,
so
those words in those situations are crutches, right? They are just the easy word to use. I can use different words that you would find acceptable, but not in that Not in that collection together.
which is like, and this was one where you and I went back and forth on when I was younger, or we are both younger, I guess. You didn't pause in aging. Um,
Yeah, it was Benjamin Buttons,
but it was one of those like I was like, well, blah blah blah. And you're like, yeah, but I can do the same thing with these other words. And I was like, yeah, I guess. And I think the point I was making is like, right, but in our culture, if they view it as unnecessary, why should we be using it? And then you didn't have any thoughts to it, I think, at that time. And then I later came to my own thoughts. It's like, if they have a problem with it, then if there's an issue, then it doesn't mean we use it more, but it means that we use it if we use anything, it's with discernment, but also recognize just how many things have become like forbidden words now. Like, I'm gonna get canceled for this. Retarded used to be like a diagnosis, and now it's considered like a profane thing to call someone.
Well, but honestly, it's making a comeback though. Like in common
Yeah.
parlance, which not sure how I feel about it, just because we did grow up in that era, and I've got my own personal stuff with it. But that's neither here nor there. I don't have necessarily a problem with. I used to. I don't necessarily have a huge problem with other people saying it. I just probably won't say it myself.
Yeah,
But there are
like,
other words like that.
but like it's like I said, like that word used to be like a medical diagnosis. Like this is like,
Right.
and now it's become like such a throwaway word. Depends what you mean by swearing, because blasphemy would be worse than being vulgar. What was the long one? Depends what you mean by swearing, because blasphemy would be worse than being vulgar, but speech does evolve, and I personally swear way more than the Bible or CCC. I'm not sure what CCC is, honestly, at the moment. Would permit, but it's about not wanting use it rather than not being able to, as it sort of leads in anger. Yeah, so if I understand what you were saying correctly, like that was a conviction that I was younger. I was like, I think the Lord convicted me so adamantly about cussing when I was younger, because those words and my association of them, or even just replacing those words, ended up fueling my lack of control of temper. And it wasn't even like, I wasn't even like one of those when I was younger, like people who just kind of like say like, yo, what's up, bro? How you doing? Like goofing around and stuff. But it was even like, it came out purely in anger, and words like that, or even replacement words, often put me in a further state of anger. And Catechism of the Catholic Church. Thank you. Now I understand. So it was like, man, this is a problem, because it was distancing me further from the Lord. And then I don't know, maybe he's lifted on this, or maybe I've just come comfortable unintentionally with it, where it was like there are sometimes that there seems to be places, and I remember a moment where I just was praying with the Lord, and I was like, I mean, I said some things, but it was during that prayer I came to realize just how many things have crept in my life that I just had not realized, and how they have not just affected me, but they're affecting people around me.
Yeah.
And I was like, dang, I gotta change this.
Yeah. And so there's a song actually that I really like.
Is this the
by
Casting Crowns one?
King's Kaleidoscope.
Oh, okay.
Called A Prayer. And there are two versions. And so it's interesting to have a Christian song, because it is very explicitly Christian. It's interesting to have a Christian song have a quote unquote clean version. Right? Where the way the lyric goes is, if I fall or if I misstep, if I fall or if I misstep, will you be there in my next breath? And then he goes on and yada, yada, yada. He's talking about, how he's afraid and how he's scared. And so he says, where the fear is effing violent. Right? And so, and then the clean version swaps out the word effing for the word vicious. And so it's where the fear is vicious, violent. And honestly, it doesn't come across the same. It doesn't. Because the, I guess, unclean, version, the way it comes across is so much more raw and like actually how you pray, right? Because I have had times in my life where I have prayed and I have not watched my language. I haven't policed my language because God already knows what I'm saying. He already knows what I'm thinking and feeling. I don't need to mince words with him. It's not like he doesn't know. Right? And
That was me last week
yeah.
or
And
2 weeks ago, something like that.
and our pastor has told the story several times where he was at an event. I don't remember if he spoke at the event. Maybe he did. Maybe he didn't. I don't recall.
I think he did.
I think he did, but I don't recall. And I'm glad you know where I'm going with this. Where
No, I knew. Yeah.
a dude gave his life to Christ, and he's praying with our pastor, and he's like, and our pastor's like, this guy's just pouring out swear word after swear word after swear word as he's praying to God, talking about like all the effed up s that I've done, and I'm so effing worthless. Like that's the way he's praying, and then he's like, and he says the word crap, and the guy apologizes. He's like, and you know what? I feel like crap. Ooh, sorry. He's like, he hasn't apologized for a swear word up to this point, but the one that is like, it's kind of borderline, maybe a swear word. I'm not sure what that's in reference to, Chaos.
What?
Oh, is that Josh in reference to his swearing? I'll admit I swore the other day after class because I walked into the bathroom not knowing that Josh was in there, and I said, "Holy!" He scared the daylights out of me. Oh my goodness, dude, he scared me so bad.
It was really funny.
I
It was
did
really
not
funny.
expect it. But anyways, we're digressing, right? And so it's that real raw emotional prayer, and I actually taught a youth group lesson on this. Um, No, we got that, Chaos. We weren't sure necessarily what the joke was in reference to. Sorry.
I honestly didn't catch what the joke was in reference to.
Yeah, sorry. We rained on your parade, bro. Sorry
Yeah,
about that.
yeah. Caleb, can you catch me up? I don't think I heard you. I didn't catch what the joke was for.
I didn't either. That's
Oh.
that's what I'm saying. We rained on his parade. We were the Superman joke or the meme of the joke going over your head. Dude, amen. Good on you, Chaos. Because I know that's something you struggled with, bro. So I'm really proud of you. I'm really happy for you. Thankfully, Monday will be a year since I stopped cussing. Good for you, man. That's great. Genuinely. Because that's something I know that you struggled with. Um. Anyways, yeah. So, the guy's just like flowing out swear words, and I taught this youth group lesson about this exact topic, where it's like you don't
I
need
remember
to mince
that
words
lesson.
with God. Yes, because
We were
actually
in high school.
we were.
No, we were in college.
It might have been the first year of college. I think it was. Yes, because
It was a summer.
starting. Yes, because I was just starting to date my wife. Um. So, but I taught that lesson, and it actually had a very profound impact on one girl who came up to me afterwards. She's like, can I have your phone number? I'd really love to talk to you more about this. It was not my wife, just to be clear. Um, no, it was somebody who I wish I had kept in contact with. We stopped communicating about a year and a half ago. And I wish I had kept in contact with her. But that's neither here nor there. I taught this lesson on, don't be afraid to mince words with God. Because he already knows what you're feeling. It's okay to have these thoughts and these feelings and say these things to God because he knows. And yeah, that happens, D-Clams. You shouldn't have such a rigid, formal, structured prayer life to where you feel like you can't be just honest with God about how you're feeling. Right? God
Well,
already knows how you're feeling.
Well, it's like I said, I don't. You don't usually. You don't really find me cussing. It's not really in this part of my vocabulary.
Right.
But
Yeah, I
it's
don't do
also,
it casually.
and it's also because like I try to be intentional. I'm not saying I do this all the time. I try to be intentional with the word choices I use.
Mhm.
So, and
Well, 'cause
obviously I don't
I was going to say,
succeed.
right, Scripture tells us that we will give an account for every word that we speak.
And so I try to be intentional. Sometimes I really slip up, and it's sometimes like a silly mistake, and sometimes like, man, I can't remember the word, and I fill in with a word. I'm like, that wasn't the right word. Like that was like not even the same word by definition. Not even like a bad word. It's like just a word. Like, why did I say
Yeah.
that? It doesn't make sense. I remember, like I said, it was like a week or two ago. I was in the car praying, and I was like, Lord, I feel like, nope, there's other, like you already know what I was about to say. Lord, I feel like bleeping bleep. And I was like, this is, I did not realize for years how this one thing has been slowly eating away at my relationship with you, and has been affecting other people around me in their relationship with you and me. It's like, I feel like bleeping bleep, and I'm so sorry for how I've done that.
Mhm.
But again, you don't. I'm more of the opinion of like, if there's a place, and that place seems to be more, at least from my understanding, biblical precedent in regards to the awfulness of sin in the world and describing things as they are, not as like you going around calling your brother, or like when the girl's kind of going around like, "Hey, bleepers," and it's like, why do you say that? Was it the 7 dangerous words that George Carlin talked about?
Oh, yeah, the George Carlin bit. The 7 words you can't say on TV. And then the whole joke is that he goes on to say them. I don't know. Not a huge Carlin guy.
We have a
But
friend,
yeah.
a mutual friend at church that sent me a video saying, "Look, sorry for the language," but it was really funny. It was a comedian showing the vast variety of usages for 2 of those words,
Hmm.
our donkey friend and our poop friend, and he was like, "Yes, like in terms of like the
Yeah.
less vulgar equivalent." It was like, "Yeah, so you know, if I say that's it's bad, but if I say that's then it's great." He's like, "What is this?" And he goes on for about like 10 minutes about like these variety of contradicting ways we use these words.
Yeah.
It was like, dang, we cannot figure out how to use words correctly, can we?
And words are so unbelievably important. I did a
Yeah.
men's class lesson on the importance of words, and it was like, the guy came up to me after, he's like, I really enjoyed that. I wish you did more of that. And I was like, cool, that's pretty much all I had, but I'm glad you liked it.
I found having like a traditional structured prayer and then keeping the intent personal prayers.
Yeah, yeah, it's whatever you find draws you closest to God in your prayer life. Right?
Yeah.
If that's traditional and structured prayer, great. If it's, like you said, keeping the intent personal, then great, right? Whatever you find brings you the closest to the Lord.
Yeah. I think there are people. I think there's definitely a place. Obviously, there's a place for both. And sometimes we don't utilize both enough. But knowing which one draws you closer as your your more typical go-to, and then knowing that the other one's still available to you. Not like you're boxed in. Caleb just took his headphones off. Is he abandoning me already without telling me? No, he's gone. In his very red, contradictory flannel bottoms. His door just closed. I think he's in the bathroom. Let's find out. BRB. I guess I can't close without him, but also like it's 10:05 and I'm tired. And by tired, I mean I have to go redo a video. And I don't want to, but I have to. Oh, and then I can go to bed. Chat. I wouldn't tell someone they were praying the wrong way. Yeah. No. You know, I wouldn't tell someone they were praying. I mean, there are wrong ways to pray. I think we, as Christians especially, can agree with that. There are wrong ways to pray. You know, praying to Baal does not work. But yeah, like the difference, like the like a structured, maybe even scripted one, or even a impromptu one. Why did you want to find out about that? Find out about what? Maybe I'm just forgetting. My brain is not remembering things right now. Oh, I was trying to figure out if Kale went to the bathroom. Because he sent me a message and he just said BRB. Like, he didn't give me any information besides that. And, you know, sometimes he does. Ooh, I'm not even sure what that is. I can't tell if that's pizza.
Huh?
Or what is that? It is pizza. Oh.
I made pizza.
Ah. Not in the past 5 seconds, though.
No, I went to the bathroom and then got a slice.
Called it. I was right. See chaos. I was right. Quick question. Have you all been seeing posts about how we are in the tribulation? Oh. I have not seen those, but I'm so glad to know that those exist still.
No, D-clams. I have to walk through my kitchen to get to my bathroom.
Because I've seen posts on Facebook that mention how we are in the tribulation. Yeah, you're gonna have your skeptics who think everything's a tribulation.
It is sausage, ham, and pepperoni, my dude. I'm sorry. For the tribulation, things are pretty good right now. What seal are we on? Dude, it's so good.
We're on the rapture seal.
If that's the case, why haven't I been? Lord, not to think you make a mistake, but I think you forgot someone.
I've been having more and more friends lately. Been saying that they grew up rapture and now they're not in that direction anymore.
Yeah, I think it was kind of a fad that
I'm in
the
that
church
track.
went through.
Yeah,
Right.
I'm one of those, like, the Lord can do what He wants. If He wants to do that, He will. I don't think that's taught in the text. That's what's gonna, at least in the way that we define it to be. Mostly because the verses are used are like so grossly ripped out of context. My favorite is Matthew. You know which one I'm talking about?
Sorry, hang on.
You're good. You need to go?
No.
I mean, it's 10 o'clock. We
Yeah.
can't. No, I was just saying. I'm honestly not worried about the tribulation or when it comes or when Jesus returns.
Yeah. I am in the camp of at some point God will return.
I have
That's all I
some
need to
friends.
know.
I have some friends who put a lot of emphasis on eschatology. And they're
I
like
put
upset with those who don't put
very
enough
little.
on it. And I was like, I'm here like, I think it's important, and that we should have, we should try to understand it. But
Oh, sure.
there was like one saying, if you have two different views on it, you fundamentally can't really do missions together. I'm like, if you're laying that to prevent you from how you do missions, you have a different problem, because Paul makes it explicitly clear that there should be no reason to disunify yourselves.
Right.
And if you're saying that you're going to another church because one's a premillennial and one's an amillennial, and you can't worship because you fundamentally disagree, you have a different fundamental issue.
Yep.
And he did not agree with me on that. But I was like, take it with Paul then, because he makes it very clear not to let teachings divide the church.
Colossians 3.
But yeah, no. I was asking if you knew which Matthew passage I was referring to as the used to be commonly used rapture one. It's the one where it talks about how
25?
it's one that it talks about, women disappearing and men disappearing, workers in the field. But the verses before,
I know. I'm trying to think of what chapter.
I think it's 24 or 25.
Yeah. I think it's 25, but I could be wrong about that.
But the verses before it is about Noah and the flood, and the ones left behind were Noah. The swept away was not Noah. And I was like,
What a way to put it. Swept away was not Noah. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
which is kind of like, guys, this is one of the reasons why people say Christians are stupid. I'm not saying if you believe this you're stupid, but like reading comprehension, you go back one paragraph. Just don't use this passage. If you have other passages that work, okay, we can talk about that, but don't use that one. Like reading comprehension it doesn't make you look good. Anyways, it looks like you have stuff going on. I mean, it is 10:12.
I just wrapped up that.
I need water. My mouth is getting dry.
I have a nearly finished 2-liter of soda in front of me, so.
I want some water, but it's downstairs. I heard typing. Am I being messaged?
You are not. I looked up the Packers and Bears score right now.
Oh, forgot they're playing right now.
Halfway through the third quarter, Packers 21, Bears 6. Yeah, that Bears defense was always going to be a problem.
Yeah.
How do you feel about your Packers? Or Packers? Oh my goodness! How do you feel about your Steelers?
Oh,
Sorry,
they're
I
not
was
gonna
looking.
make
I
it.
was looking at the Packers. Yeah.
If they
But do you
win, they
think you
won't
can-
go.
I was going to say, do you think T.J. Watt will get the first playoff win of his career?
I want him to, and I think that they have a chance I think they have a chance to win this game, and if they do, they won't go past round 2. Just because their coaching needs to be replaced, honestly. Defensive. and
Really?
offensive. I think their coaching staff needs to be replaced partially.
Oh, I thought. Are you saying that Tomlin should be out?
No, I'm thinking more defensive and offensive coaches.
Okay. All right.
Specifically,
Arthur Smith.
probably. Yeah, I mean, because
Oh my gracious, dude.
Tomlin obviously has his bad moments, but I think Tomlin is still worth keeping.
Mm-hmm.
But especially your defensive coaches have not been good recently. It just needs to be
Well, I mean, not to
gone.
put it on him, but Tomlin is a defensive coach.
I know, but he's not the defensive coach. He's head coach, so yes, he has some to blame, but he's not the one that was aggressive. But he's also not the one that's a specific oversight, like his specific task. And then they just need to figure out how to actually play at a consistent level instead of at the level that their opposing team plays at. Because the other opposing team plays like garbage, aka the Browns. then they play at the level of the Browns. And by level, I mean worse than. It's like,
Yeah, I know. You guys lost to them in week 17, so.
it's like you shouldn't have been losing to the Browns. I mean, come on. It's like what happened to the team that was like winning all these Super Bowls?
Yeah. That team hasn't existed for 50 years, my guy.
I mean, you still had the chances back when you had the Killer Bees when they were not having their head
True.
up their butts.
Calm down. No, I don't know. Houston is not a fun first round team.
No, and so that's why I don't think they'll make it. I do think there's a chance still, but I'm saying there's more likely not going to make it.
It is in Pittsburgh, so you have that going for you. Houston plays in a dome all year. It's going to be cold, classic Pittsburgh football.
Yeah.
So
Pittsburgh has been known to pull out randomly, like the stops.
It wasn't a heartbreaker for Josh. He's a Steelers fan. Ravens and Steelers game was a heartbreaker. Yeah, well, not for Josh.
Should have been a bigger lead.
You shouldn't have won. You won on a missed field goal.
It should have been a bigger lead. That's what I was saying.
True. I am shocked that Boswell missed an extra point. Dude is about as automatic as it gets, but
I know that was weird. Yeah, they're probably not going to get past this one. There's still a chance because they have surprised people before with recent years. I don't think they'll get past round 2. Just because they've been so flaky these past few seasons. Like, you have good players that are doing well. But as a team, they've just been flaky.
Mm-hmm.
And then I've toyed with the idea of switching teams, but then I think I'm not comfortable with that. I was like, no.
Really? Who would you pick?
I don't know. I've thought about it before, and I was like, no,
obviously
I can't do it.
It can't be Baltimore. Baltimore is immediately out.
No.
Probably not in division, I imagine.
Probably not.
Well, because your other options are Cincinnati and Cleveland. So how much do you hate yourself?
Yeah. Well, Cincinnati.
Cincy's not bad, but
No, their fans. I have no reason to pick it for team, but their fans can be rough. They'll be quick to throw trash at you.
I was gonna say I actually have a Bengals fan that lives near me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know them personally, but like they have Bengals gear and stuff that I've seen,
Yeah.
and it's like I didn't know you all existed. You're like they're kind of like the Titans for me. Like theoretically, there's Titans fans out there.
Actually,
in
better would be
theory.
like the Cardinals.
True. No. Okay,
forget.
so anybody like 80 and over is guaranteed to be a Cardinals fan. I don't know what it is. It's just like a bunch of old people.
I want to know who the Cleveland Brown fans are and how they feel. Are they just there for the kicks, or are they there for the punts, or are they there for an actual game? That was supposed to be funny. I guess not.
Sorry, I'm dealing with something.
Very good.
What'd you say?
I said I want to know how Cleveland Brown fans are feeling. Like, are they there for the punts, or are they can join?
I mean, hey, there's a little bit of hope in Cleveland. Right? I mean, Shador had a really rough last stretch of the season, but I didn't think he was going to be the guy anyways.
I'll be curious to see. They're speculating, going back to Pittsburgh, they're speculating that depending on how this next game goes, that there's a chance that, sorry, it was the Baltimore game, I think, that depending on how that game went, they were speculating that there's a chance that either head coach and the 2 quarterbacks would be gone or be staying, depending on how that game goes.
Yeah.
And they're still speculating, depending on how this game goes, will determine if Tomlin and Rodgers stick around.
I honestly, Aaron Rodgers needs to retire, dude. Like, he really just needs to hang him up. Had a good run, Aaron. In terms of arm talent, you're probably the best quarterback to ever play. but I mean, he got a ring. What, he had 4 MVPs, I think. So obviously first ballot Hall of Famer, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know, Chicago. It's not looking good for you.
I miss the old Roethlisberger days where that was one of the commentary. They were like, when are we going to go back to the days where like breaking your foot was a flesh wound for the Steelers? Now it's like,
Yeah.
like that was
Yeah.
a great era. Breaking your phone, just your foot.
Yes, breaking your phone.
Breaking your foot, and then you just tape it up and you go back on the field and you play anyways.
Yep.
Or just like get your shoulder or pop it back in, you're going to go and play anyways. Like back when that was football and you actually could tackle correctly, and now it's just like everyone's always injured and you
Yeah.
are flying around instead of actually just body slamming the guys.
I know. I do miss the, like, you know, Phillip Rivers playing an AFC Championship game on a torn ACL kind of thing. Like,
It's not good for you, but back when football was like, I don't know.
oh no, there's a reason careers are longer now, right? Like, oh yeah, yep. You say Chaos. You say that like, you know, this was decades ago. Big Ben retired less than 10 years ago. My guy, calm down.
Still remember Clay Matthews played for the Packers.
Oh my gosh, dude, we're not that old.
Only 24.
I know. You know Ferris Bueller's Day Off, right?
Yeah.
I referenced that, and my coworkers just looked at me. Like, for reference, I'm one of the older people at work. Like, I work generally with a bunch of teenagers. And so I referenced, because I said something over the headset, and then I was like, and nobody responded. I was like, anyone? Bueller? And they just looked at me like, who's Bueller? I was like, and my 40-year-old manager went, that was funny. I was like, thank you. Thank you. Yes, Terrell Owens played the 2004-2005 Super Bowl on a broken leg. I know because he was a Philadelphia Eagle at the time. We did not win that game. Thank you, possibly Donovan McNabb, for being hungover. See, Chaos gets it.
It surprises me considering that most of them probably would have been like Tom Holland fans, and that was referenced in Homecoming.
Oh, was it?
Blatantly.
I didn't watch the Spider-Man movies for Tom Holland, really. So
There was an entire chase scene, and then it has them doing like him going through like his flying him like run across, and he's going through fences and pools and stuff, and it has Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Yep.
While he's doing it, and it's like,
Yeah, that's
and
funny.
he says, "Great movie," and then he just keeps on going.
It is a great movie.
All right, I think I'm gonna hop off. I don't know if you're staying on.
Yeah, no, I think we're gonna call it here. It's been 2.5 hours, and we've talked about a lot of stuff.
Some good, some pointless.
Yeah, but we got a couple theological discussions in, and
That's what I said. Some good.
I think
some
some. I was
pointless.
gonna say some important things. I think were said.
Yeah.
We'd like to thank you all.
Oh, go ahead.
We'd like to thank you all so much for joining us on this impromptu stream, as Josh so rudely cuts me off.
I was gonna say the same thing actually.
I know. I know. We hope that you enjoyed. This was obviously a little less structured, a little less scripted than we are used to.
When are the live streams ever scripted?
Well, no, not scripted, but like, you know, like we don't have any slides that we're going through or any notes.
We've
or
never had
presentations
slides.
that we're doing. Shut up.
We will in 2 weeks, but we've never had slides. It's your own fault. You're making stuff up.
I'm not making stuff up. We've done presentation style before.
One presentation
We've done more than one presentation, my dude.
on live.
I'm not saying like, you know, actual PowerPoint presentation. I'm saying presentation style, like where we go through a structured setup. I do that like every time we go through like passages. I'm not just pulling those out of my butt. I have notes in front of me and I'm going through it presentation style. Frickin' guy. So if that somehow appealed to you, please do drop down, like, and subscribe. Because we would really appreciate that in the midst of our just befuddle. Yeah. Yeah. We would greatly appreciate if somehow, some way, you've made it this far through the nonsense and garbage, which you didn't. You tuned out an hour ago at least, probably longer than that.
2 hours and 20
Yeah, really.
minutes
You
ago.
tuned out. Yes, you tuned out 2 hours and 26 minutes ago, but if somehow you made it this far, then clearly you're a fan of the content. You should like, you should subscribe. We got more, much higher quality stuff than this coming out. Much more focused, much more precise.
I guess
This
we're
is
doing
probably
Islam
about-
next month.
We're making that official.
No one voted, and so that was just the one we were running with. And we don't have time to
cool.
learn Hinduism right now.
True. I know some things about Hinduism, but that's neither here nor there.
Not for a month.
Not enough for a month. No, I can't run a month of it. But with all that said, we really appreciate you watching, and Lord willing, we will see you in the very near future. Peace.